Okay, awesome. So super excited. We're gonna get started with our third piece of our boot camp. And so tonight we're actually going to talk about sharing. Sharing is what we call that in the cycle. So I'm going to remind you, you go and you do visibility, commenting, loving on people that's on your list, not randomly scrolling. You then share something on social media. You make a post, a live, a reel, and then you see who's watching you. So then you can make comments and you can move into engagement in Messenger chat like we talked about last night. So tonight we're going to talk all about the social media part, okay? So remember, the goal is to gain followers, nurture existing relationships, highlight your product opportunity, make offers, give value, talk about a problem, add value. And y'all, add value is not just like I have a recipe. Add value can also be like people are looking to see what is going on in your life. Like, what is your experience with a product or whatnot like that, right? And so it's super important as you are like you're on there that you're working within things that people go, oh, that kind of jumps out to me, so forth and so on. I wasn't thinking about that. So maybe it's like you may be having your gut glow in your hand or whatever, but what you're talking about is how you get your steps in as a busy mom, how you really do when you're traveling. Like Debbie and Eddie, I mean, like the poster child for this. I don't even know that they actually have a house because I've never been there, but Zingler has afforded them the opportunity to work where she wants to because she's not tied to a job someplace, right? So that may be, hey, y'all know, like, this is part of my life and this is something I did for lunch today, but let me know, y'all, we travel a lot and this is how I actually get this in. So much of the value is almost like that behind the scenes part. Like how are you fitting this into your life, but you're not really trying to sell anybody. You're just kind of laying your life out. And if you've learned nothing watching social media, is it's like watching a sitcom or a documentary or a murder mystery. Like, who knows? But like, it's like people are like, they're wanting to watch that reel of what are you eating today? Where are you going? What are you doing with your grandkids? And so one of the things that's so important as you're doing that is knowing what your pillars are. And I'm going to pull up and I'm going to share several different examples with you tonight, because I've said, even the last 2 nights talking about social media, Debbie Hanks, who I graduated sitting on the stage next to, would not know about Zingler without social media. Okay. I had not seen Melissa. She'd left the bank. Without social media, I would not be here. I did not find this out by walking into a branch. She was already doing stay-at-home mom, trying to stay home with her kids, and I was working all my circuit, right? I mean, unless I ran into her at Thompson's, then like I wouldn't have known it without social media. So what you're doing puts your broader perspective out there, and people are buying on social media. I'm telling you, and they're buying on every avenue of social media, but they watch what's going on and then they decide they want something you have. So we've been talking about that. So let's talk about pillars. And I did make a few screenshots. Like, I don't have this like formal presentation, but I'm actually going to pull this up. And so pillars, what that means is, remember, on one of these nights, we've talked about no, like, and oh, that's not what I meant to do. I didn't mean to do a screen share. I meant to do a picture share. Sorry. Because this is easier. Yeah, I didn't mean to broadcast. Okay. So I'm going to pull, let me see if this will look the way I want it to. Okay. This is literally just a snapshot with my phone. It's not a screenshot of something. So when you're thinking about your pillars, people buy because they know, like, and trust. I believe Lois has said that both nights. They know you, and it may be somebody you've never met before. They like you because they're liking the vibe you're putting out, and they trust you because you are showing up authentically. Like, you're not, hey baby, hi there, have I got a deal for you, kind of hit me up stuff. Anyway, and so when you think about that, it's also about repetition. When I said it's like watching a sitcom, how you know with the people from Modern Family and how their dynamics of the different, or my favorite show is Schitt's Creek, y'all. I love me some Schitt's Creek. We even had a costume party not too long ago. So, which all my people know, and I got lots of hits on my post that had nothing to do about Zingular. It was just about my life. So people are like, they're watching that repetition. So they're looking for the same sort of things and that they're drawn to. Because remember, we're always appealing to our target audience. And so you want to think of 3 to 5 things that represent you. And this is actually from Robin's playbook. And so it's got family on there. It's got Zingular. I can't move that little part. It's got ranch life, Western fashion, and home design. Now, Zingular, we cannot throw up, graphics. We've talked about graphics. You can't just talk about your product all the time, even if it's a picture of you and a pill. You cannot do that all the time because they cannot know, like, and trust you without some good content. And content is content if it fits into your pillars. And we'll talk about how to make it better. And so when you think about following Robin, do you know family? Do you know Zingular? Do you know ranch life? Do you know Western fashion? Do you know home design? And if you've watched different things she puts out, especially like in Reels, and she's done an exceptional job with the wedding, people want to watch you. They want to watch you. They want to listen to you. And when people listen to me, I think, I don't know how you people do it, but they do. And I'm glad they do. So, okay. So I want you to be thinking about that. Maybe you took a screenshot of that or something, or jot that down. And we're not going to take time to even do that, but start thinking about, if Zingular is important to you, that's one column, and that is Zingular in its entirety. That is that is like money that you make. It is how your wellness, your weight loss, your community, your belief in everything, your travel. It's that part of you. And in the chat, just 1 or 2. What would you say at least 2 of my pillars are? If you were to guess, and you are not brand new here and you've never looked at my social media at all, what would you guess even 2 of my pillars are? Travel, yes. And how do you know that, right? Grandkids and travel, family, grandkids, anybody that doesn't answer grandkids, even if this is your first rodeo, you're not doing very well at the rodeo, because it's pretty obvious they're all over my Facebook page, right? And so you can tell that. So if you're a family person, if you love travel, hopefully if you're just a nice, kind person, period, you engage and you like to see what I put out. Doesn't mean you touch a weight loss post. Doesn't mean you touch a money post. But your eyeballs are on Jenna Bullard when she's on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok or whatever you do. I would encourage you, get good at one thing. Do not spread all over the place. If you don't have a following there, you are literally just making extra work for yourself. Okay. I'm not saying you can't do that later, but if you feel like you don't know what you're doing on your main platform, don't try to diversify, because now you have basically just a content creator job. Okay. We want to get good at the things we're doing. So we know we want to do these things. And I will give you a couple of do nots. And I've said this before, but this is so important. I say this to nauseam. One is, do not post what on your Facebook? I can see you mouthing graphics. Do not post graphics on your social media. Facebook doesn't like them. People don't like them. Okay. Do not share a post. If you are sharing the kitties and you shared the recipe and you shared my post and then you shared the rodeo that's come to town, Facebook is to you, and people are going, oh Lord, they can't see your pillars, y'all. Okay. So your storefront is messy. I talked about that the other night. So those things are super important, but we want to talk about some examples. So first of all, in the social media launch, you want to do things that people can interact with. I don't want to use the word engagement, because last night we talked about engaging in the messenger from likes and loves and comments on your post, right? So when I hate to say engagement, but that's what we usually call a post. That means a post I put out and I am wanting you to interact. These are some of my favorites, and this is one of the first assignments that we actually give. And if you look and you think about anybody that's been around for a while, you see us posting these things, even though we've been here for a while. Okay, hang on a second. It's like all of a sudden, okay, this is actually one of my favorite ones. whether you've been around a while or you're not. And if you can keep your blog, when you're on Facebook, and this is a screenshot, so it didn't look great. And I didn't even put clear in the air. I said, curious, do you know me from Facebook or real life? And people will tell you a lot of things. And it becomes a great place for you to comment, but then end up over in Messenger going, oh my gosh, how long has it been since I talked to you? Bring me up to speed on the kids. Tell me how many more puppies y'all have, whatever the situation is. How many more horses do y'all have? Whatever. Okay. And then, so you want to do things like this from time to time. Maybe you have posted something already about pumpkin spice. I can tell y'all, I don't like anything pumpkin spice. This one is a fun one because you're looking for people that say that they love to travel or the last place they went, because guess what? We can travel for free. We can earn trips. Most people cannot do that. So that helps you really get some people that go, oh, I love travel. So as you're going, okay, awesome. And the first place you flew was such and such. Well, this was mine. So remember, like Lois was saying, like you're on here, and now I'm going to go over and go, okay, Diana, tell me about that. Like, that's actually a place I've not been. I do this all the time, y'all. I've actually not been to Spain. Like, I've got some places I love. You probably saw that I've been to Bora Bora and some different things, but I've never been to Spain. Tell me about that. Kelly Hill can tell you I do that to people I already know because I actually really want to know. I really actually will do that because I'll say, oh, girl, I need to know all the things about Portugal. So remember, this helps you. So when you make posts like that, and then we talk about making posts that are a little bit of a curiosity post. Okay. No, why do I keep doing that? I want to stop that. Sorry. Let me go back to photos. And these are taken right out of the onboarding, y'all. And so we want to make posts from time to time. And this is something for somebody that's newer. And don't think you don't keep sharing your story, not necessarily your same story, but people are watching for things to unravel. They're looking for updates. Okay. So this is one example here. And this is actually one that Melissa did for our onboarding. And it says, I'm starting something new in the weight loss space. It's just a picture of her. Okay. Daryl Reynolds, he has every new person that starts as a partner or even a customer. He says, throw this post out that basically says, oh my gosh, my friend's done this. I've decided to jump in. People lose up to 15 pounds in 8 days or whatever. And it has Daryl's picture. So you can do that. Then it also can be something that's a little bit more let me see. I didn't do a screenshot of this, but I really liked this. I actually saved it in the board. Hang on a second. Okay. One of them says time for something new. And that's just a picture. It's just a picture. It says time for something new. And then the post was like, cheers to new beginnings. I'm so excited to see what comes. Stay tuned. Y'all, that's a curiosity post. That could be like, we've got something fun going on with the company. It could be, I just started with the company. It could be, I just started on the weight loss products. I just started. You can do so many things. So that's more like curiosity. Like you're really kind of wanting somebody to say, okay, girl, what's going on? So different types of posts are really good. You want to get and be sure that you're working inside your pillars. So I actually did some screenshots of some posts because remember, when you post, you're looking to go and say, oh, hey, Melissa, I haven't seen you in a while. Like, Wish is getting so big. That's her little dog, right? Or whatever. And then I may go over to the DM and say, oh, really? But I know she was sick not too long. And this is a true story several years ago. I know she was sick not too long ago. Is she doing great? So remember, I'm on Facebook. I see all these. So I'll give y'all examples. Let's see. So for example, I made a post yesterday that had a little thing that looks like I voted sticker, and it says I drank today, because most people did, either in preparation and anxiety or of celebration. But most Americans did at some point in time yesterday, right? So I put that. I have 354 likes. The comments I've already worked through those, and I've either interacted with some of y'all. If you were not already a customer, already a partner, I could tell. I've already been over in the messenger, did what we talked about last night, and said, oh yeah, like I was tied up, but by the time I got to 5 o'clock, I was like, I gotta just start like taking the edge off here, you know? So just what made it a little funny, because what I posted was funny. So I went and I made it a little funny because they thought it was funny, and they were like sending me pictures of their cups and whatever. But the 354 likes, I've got to start working through them and see who they are, go and vet them and go, okay, that's nobody else's customer. That's not a customer. That's not a partner. I've never had a conversation with them. They've got their eyes on me. Now I'm going to go love and like something they have. See if there's somebody I would actually want to recruit, because if I can't lay my head down at night because I told you you would be a good fit for Singular, I am not going to offer this to you because now I'm a liar. Okay. So I go do that. And then now I can go over to the messenger. So the first night, remember, you get visible. So I was all over social media yesterday. So I was getting visible all over the place. I made a post, which is what we're talking about tonight. And then I did what we talked about last night. I got in the DMs with people. Okay. So like all those different things, like you're not watching. And the late Boss Lee, if nobody, some of y'all don't know, but she was like the ultimate network marketer. And she was a Plexus girl. Not Plexus. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Anyway, she died right about a year ago from colon cancer. And so, but I remember her saying one time, if people are taking their time to interact with you on social media, how rude of you to not socialize back. Y'all, this is where business comes from. So, and this is something you're going to be doing in 9 years. It's something you're going to be doing tonight, right? So you want to do those. So let me give you a couple of examples of how to make engaging posts. So there's a couple of examples, okay? You want to work in your pillars. You want to talk about grandkids. You want to talk about travel. You want to talk about different things. But the context of the body of what you post, I call them hooks and call to actions. And Lois said, you always have a call to action, right? And that means I want you to interact with me. That doesn't mean drop an emoji if you want to buy my stuff. It means I'm trying to get you to interact back with me, okay? And we're really going to talk about a lot of stuff. And then, because like y'all are not going to make 15 posts tonight, so we might as well get some deep learning so you can start doing this. I will tell you, Melissa, on Monday night at 7:30, my normal training is going to go more in depth in pillars and hooks. But y'all, if you're just throwing something out there, so what a hook is it stop the scroll. That was interesting what you said, so I want to read it. If you're just leading with the, like, have you ever picked up a book and you can make it past the first page? You're like, oh, that was already bored. Literally, that's what you're doing. You're going, they're never going to make it to the third sentence because they're bored. You didn't catch their eye. They can just get another one off of the downloadable thing and just forget that one. So you got to stop the scroll. Remember, people got a lot of stuff going on social media. And then the call to action is now, I want you to respond some way. So I did do some screenshots of a few because I wanted to give y'all good examples. I do believe this is an area of opportunity for most everyone. And I am not saying I nail it all the time, because sometimes I'm just throwing out like celebrating my kids. Y'all, I'm not trying to do a hook and a call to action. I just want y'all to see my cute grandkids. That's part of my pillar, right? But sometimes I work to be very intentional with it. Okay, so let me see. We are going to, did I not do it? Yeah, I did do a screenshot of it. Okay, I may have to just screen share so I can see these in big. So this is one example. And so, and y'all can go back and look at my Facebook page. So see that top line that says I quit? You think somebody's not going to read what I said? So that's a hook. It could be something relatable. Like these are 3 things I didn't know when I started attempting to lose weight. These are 3 myths that I thought about losing menopausal weight. 3 mistakes that I made, 3 things I've learned, you know, but it's something that somebody says, oh, I'd be interested to know what said. Well, y'all, when you say I quit at the top of something, people want to know what you quit. Okay. So, and then down at the bottom of it, it's got a call to action. Let me make sure that it's this one. It's got a little bit of a call to action, and it says, thank you for all that support me, blah, 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 blah. And then down at the top, it says, I look to help other people. Let's talk. I'll see you soon, basically. So I'm telling you, I want to talk. It could be like more of a question, but I feel like I do those so much, I don't want to overkill. And then I want to show you one that is not related to anything at all. Okay, I'm just going to do a screen share because it's going to be easier. Okay, and then we're going to stop it. I'm going to let y'all ask questions. Okay, no, there's cute kids, cute grandkids. And there is reels that I just worked up so I could post them later. Okay, so I posted this yesterday. I knew yesterday was a good day. Everybody was going to be on their phone, right? And it started when I started this journey at 46 years old, my hair was. So I just said something, women do not want to have mousy, unhealthy hair. So, okay, so you're kind of yuck. That green picture is one of the reasons why I didn't want to do this, is because I never want anybody to ever see that green picture. And so then I said, but do I do straight or do I keep the curls? Y'all, I didn't ask anybody if they wanted to buy collagen. I didn't ask anybody if they wanted to make $128 per referral. I asked them to talk back to me. That is also a call to action. Does that make sense? And I can't see y'all when I'm screen sharing, but I wanted to share y'all. And then this is another screenshot. This is actually a video, but I started because y'all don't cook a lot. And I was giving them some recipes. And I also ended up working in our protein and our collagen. But when I let off with, now this is scary, that 3 recipes part was not even there when I first did the video. It only said, now this is scary. You know, random people that I've never even seen interact with anything, I could see them watching that video because they wanted to know what I was talking about. That is a hook. That is, I want you to stop scrolling and I want you to come into Jana Bullard's store, get off the street, get out of your car, and I want you to come in here so you have some idea of what's going on. Does that make sense? Okay, so those are enough examples. Now, if I can, let me get back up here and stop. Okay, so does that make sense? Who feels like they're like, when you think about what you're putting on Facebook, who feels like on a scale of 1 to 5, we're only going to do 1 to 5. I feel like I'm all over the place and don't know what I'm doing. A 5 is, I pretty much stay with my pillars. I ask questions. I do different types of posts. I'm pretty consistent. Like, I feel like I've been working on this. Like, rate yourself. It's because it's not for us. Like the red pen, I don't work for you. You don't work for me. I already had that job. Doesn't pay as much. So, but you have to look and self-audit where you're at and take the time to be intentional. I also think that batching content and going, like right now, if we were to say we're coming up on, I've been talking 23 minutes. Y'all need to get a post ready tonight. Evening is good. People are still all over Facebook right now. They're all over their phones. So do not think that there's not a million people like looking at this, right? And so you're going to get one ready, but we're not going to spend 30 minutes getting like we're going to run, like there's no sense, because you don't want to post 14 times tonight. But you could start thinking, okay, well, if I post this tonight, then let me think about my pillar. We'll post this tomorrow. And then I can also give you some ideas about how to get hooks. How many of y'all use ChatGPT? And I can't see everybody's. And who doesn't even know what that is? I don't have a clue what you're talking about. Okay, artificial intelligence. Who knows what's going to happen down the road? But y'all, literally, we'll just pretend. I don't know. I'm trying to think. We'll just say, so one of the pillar pictures that doesn't have a call to action, and I can pull this up. Let me show you this, because this is what when y'all said family and grandkids, it's because you see stuff like this. This I posted week before last. It was about the Leopards win, but these are 3 football players kneeling at the end. I said, but this was the winning play, in my opinion. Okay. And then these young men, blah, 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 so forth and so on. I didn't do a call to action. I didn't try to do a hook. Y'all, this is who you know me to be as my audience, right? I wasn't trying to do a post like that. Now, did I watch you liked and loved it and stuff like that? And could I have changed it? Yes. But let's say so I had a picture of myself and Paige together today. And I'm going to say this, I'm literally going to talk to this. Just talk to it. Hey, so I've got a picture of me and my daughter today, and we went shopping and we had lunch together. And she's a busy mom of 3, and but we both get to work when and where we want to. It was a beautiful day. Everybody was celebrating after a fabulous night of freedom in America. So I would like a hook that indicates I get to do this when I want to do it. I want a call to action. Like, I want to know how many moms and daughters got to do something today or give me a better idea. And then I do want some hashtags. It has listened to me long enough that it also kind of knows how I talk. If I don't like it, and I'm just thinking off the top of my head, y'all, because I've already done this 14 times today. And then, and I always say the main reason is because I hate for Debbie to have to circle stuff and say, Jana, this is bad grammar, and send it back to me. She's so good, but that's not an income producing activity. And Nancy, I'm trying to take the burden off of them. And Lord knows I could never make any money writing those letters for that scam stuff because you can't read my writing. Okay, so it gave me back this. It said, how many moms and daughters got to spend the day together doing exactly what they wanted? This is what freedom in our work looks like. I'd probably leave that part off maybe. And then it goes into the body, and it said, today my daughter and I got to enjoy a beautiful day, blah, blah, doing what she's a busy mom. We both have freedom to choose our schedules, making these. And then the call to action says, who else got to spend a little extra time with their family today? Tell me about your special moments. Right? So this is, and then it gave me hashtags. And then if I want to change it, shorten it and make the hook a little bit more whimsical. It is saying what I wanted to say. It's just checking the grammar and giving me a better idea. Ever take a Tuesday for lunch and shopping with your daughter? Why not? That's even better. So see, I am not as smart as y'all think I am. I'm resourceful. Don't y'all all feel better now? But it really is things like that. And if I was, no joke, I'll do another, I know this is a little side topic, but hey, we're having a Zoom tonight, and I am actually going to be talking about social media. I'm going to be talking about the frequency. I'm going to be talking about talk about your pillars. How will people know, like, and trust you? What's the importance of that? I also want them to understand that we're going to take about 15 minutes. They're going to write up some posts. They can also go ahead and write up something and save it tomorrow. If you talk about family tonight, let's talk about something singular tomorrow. Would you write this in a bullet point agenda for me? That's a $25 an hour employee work right there for free. So there it says, introduction to social media basics, why social media is key, blah, blah, blah. Frequency of posting, define your content pillars. What are your content pillars and why are they important? If you can't say why these are important to you, you wrote something down for the heck of it. You want me to really blow your mind? Based on all of the content that I've had you kind of put together for me, what would you say my 5 pillars are? Test. Family and faith, freedom and flexibility in work, empowering financial freedom, wellness and health, community and connection. Where's the lie? It's because over and over and over, I talk about the pillars. Sometimes I have my friend do my dictation, if you will. So you want to be so consistent in your content that if you ask anybody, how do you know, how do you know me? They will be able to say, oh my gosh, I love your grandkids. I love to watch your adventures when you travel. And I love your quotes and your inspiration. Like when I'm looking for something, you want people to be able to go, I know what Jana Bullard's brand is. Y'all, they're buying you. They are not buying the bottle, the box, or the package, because Lord knows no one knows Zingular exists. So we got to get better at that. Okay. All right. So I'm going to see if y'all have any questions. And then I really do. I think I talked about everything I wanted to kind of gave y'all some examples. And then I will help y'all, give you some advice. If you're like, okay, I want to write this, because we're not going to go all the way to the end just for the heck of it. I want to help y'all write a good post about something. Okay. So let me see if y'all have any questions first. And you can unmute if you want to type them in the chat, you can do that. I don't see any that. Do y'all have any questions?
Jana?
Okay, yes.
Sorry.
Hey, Regina.
So you put hashtags. Do you use those on your Facebook too, or you just do it on Instagram?
I do both. I don't always do on Facebook. Instagram is more hashtag, TikTok's more hashtag, but I do it sometimes on my Facebook. And
Gotcha.
And you want to I hashtag all the time women over 50 rock. I hashtag be the key. So you may have some of those things, but then your other hashtags, you want them to be in the context of your pillar that you're talking about. Okay. And then most of the time I'll throw in work from anywhere, earned, not given. Like anytime that I talk about travel or bonuses or anything like that, or anytime I talk almost business, I'll hashtag earned, not given, because no, this is not a lottery. You either work and help other people or you don't get paid. So
yeah, you got to work it.
Yeah, for sure. So good question.
Thank you.
I have a question.
Diana,
are you talking about artificial intelligence helping you write a post? Because I've used that, but I've just write a post and then have them rewrite it and make it fun and easier or correct the grammar or whatever.
Yeah,
I didn't realize you could talk into it and ask them to. Now, what is it?
Yeah, it's a, see that little black and white? It's called Chat GPT. It's free. Now, if you use it as many times, I actually only recently upgraded because I seriously, if I wanted to print out some notes, now I actually made these notes myself so I'd remember the 5 or 6 things I wanted to cover. Lots of times, y'all, I don't type them up. And it's not because I'm asking it what to tell y'all. It's because I literally use this, or this all the time. This is like a free employee. It's a free employee that I can boss around and say, would you make that shorter? Or would you make that a little sassier? Seriously. And then you see it on your, when you're posting on Facebook and stuff, you really do kind of see it. Since I don't use that, don't get me lying because I couldn't tell you. But I use it for things like that. And yeah. And you can even, when you do it all the time, it can actually give you feedback on things you need to improve on.
Okay.
And
you download.
Yeah, it's just an app. It's just an app. And one of the first things I would suggest y'all, and this is really just a good exercise for your pillars in general, is so if you were to talk to it, it'd be like if you were to ask me, well, Jana, I like this, and this is kind of what I do, or blah, 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 whatever. What would you say my pillars are? So think about that, and you could take a screenshot but really at the end of the day, it just says what makes you you know, are you a dog mom? And you're always talk about your dog. Are you here to entertain a little bit? So do you like to be funny? So if you give quotes or different things like that, they're probably gonna be on the humorous side versus the inspirational side. I actually do a little bit of both because I am a little bit of both. I'm a little salt and sweet. So, anyway, and a little bit in between. So, and you can say, because if you've not ever really tried to work down to really so that you're putting out the same message all the time, you're just posting something you just saw me post, right? What I would encourage you is to take and make a folder, or you can even save them on your Facebook. And if you see something that you're like, that is such my flavor, that is such my flavor, save it. Do not put it back in the exact words on a post of your own. Facebook doesn't like it. If you were to see me just now go and put, hey, how do we know Facebook? And 100 people on my team all put that same post up right now, Facebook doesn't like it. Okay. So I will see something and it's like, oh my gosh, like that's so me. Like I really like that, especially if it's like a little business post. It's just a different business with a little bit different twist. I'm like, oh my gosh. So I save them. And then when I know I need to put some content out, but I just don't have it because my brain's tired and it gets that way, I will go and get it. I used to sit and rewrite it, and now I copy and paste it and I put, hey, switch this up. And remember, with my company, I've earned 22 free trips and actually was able to leave and have it. And we've helped tens of 20s of thousands of people. So change that part of it. And it does my work for me. I know what I want to say. I just don't want to type it. So things like that can really, really help. Not have to come up with, follow people that have really good content. I can tell you, Stacey Rotello has extremely good content. Stacey Rotello she's really good on her content because she's just herself. And when you're in stories, y'all, it's no different. You're asking people to interact with you, whether you're using a little button or whatever, or whether you're doing a recipe and then you're saying, like at the end of that thing where I talked about those recipes, no, it was a soup one. I was doing a soup. I said, hey, like, I would like your soups. Well, guess what? A lady that I'd like to recruit asked for the soup. That's a call to action. Would you like my recipe? And I would love one from you too. That is a call to action. Call to action doesn't mean sell me a baby. It means talk to me. Now we're over a messenger chat. And she said, oh, did you know that I moved? And she said, you should stay with me sometime when you're coming through town. And I said, I would love to catch up. Now, I'm probably going to call her before I get to town. Trust me, because that's not going to happen soon. Does that make sense? Okay. And then how do you write a post and save it for later? So what I do is like, I would write it up and then I just go and put it in notes. And if you have an iPhone, if you have an Android, it would be on something a little bit different. But I just go to notes and I've actually got a folder that says post. So if I go to my post folder, it's got everything that I've written up organically. And I just don't want to do it today. And there are ways you can schedule a post if you have a business, but y'all, like all this stuff y'all have now, I used to go. So Zing is going to help you with energy. It's going to give you some mental clarity and some focus. We kind of call it the sunshine in the bottle. I didn't have anything and didn't know anything. We have too much and we know too much about the wrong things. So I have a little folder. So just type them up. If you type it up and you hit save it on your phone instead of discard it, like save post, and you go back in 3 hours to actually post it, and you go to your wall, it's actually there, and all you have to do is post it. But just save it someplace. Does that make sense? Okay, so we are going to, y'all have any more questions? So I want y'all to write a post. It is, it's a little after 8 midnight here in Texas. Remember, if you are going to make a post, you would have wanted to do the visibility first. You haven't had a chance to do that. You probably haven't been active on Facebook, right? You're going to make a share. You're going to share something, go live, whatever, something in your pillar, something, whatever. And then if you're about to go to bed, like I am taking my contacts out and putting my phone down pretty quick after this, I don't need to post right now, y'all. I've been all over. But if I post right now, I can't go back and say, oh my gosh, Valerie, thank you so much. I love my new kitten. I do not have a new kitten. Blah, blah, blah. I can't do that because I'm about to go offline. After I post, I've got to be on point. I need to comment at least to 12 people. So if you know you're not gonna go to bed till midnight and whatever, and you want to even make just one of those one of those interactive posts about like the travel or how do you know me, get on after it. If you want to actually go craft an actual post, then I'll set the timer for 15 minutes. And if you want some help with your post, Melissa and I are both on here. Melissa, I know you're on here, aren't you? We will actually.
Yes,
give
I'm
you-
on here.
Okay, perfect. I didn't know whether you're gonna be like available to talk, but we're both on here. Kelly Hill's on here. I think Kelly Hill's on here. Like, we'll give you some advice. She may have had to drop off. Anyway, like, we'll give you some advice if you want to actually craft something. And if I don't know, I'll ask my assistant. Okay, so I am going to set the timer and let y'all work on some posts. If you are not going to be able to work your post, write it while it's fresh on your mind and save it till tomorrow. Do not use it. Okay, does that make sense? So are those three pieces making sense? Because tomorrow we're going to move to follow-up and we're going to be talking about people. Oh, okay, you're there. Okay, you're there in the door. So I see. Oh, I see your name. See, my contacts are dry and tired. So tomorrow we're going to move to follow-up, and the follow-up is going to be about people that you are in conversation about product services. Okay. So this is, I've learned I need to get on social. I need to share. That's tonight. I need to go back to last night and know that I want to interact so I can get in your DM. Okay. All right. I'm going to set a timer. Y'all think 10 minutes? Y'all think y'all need 15 minutes? You think? I'll set for 10 because I hate for y'all sitting there in silence. And really, if you have questions, this is your shot to ask for help.
I have to share a funny today that made me panic. I
Oh,
went
I've done
into
that.
my notes to look for something, and all of my notes were gone. There was nothing there, and I thought, oh my gosh, what happened? And it took me
Oh my
about
gosh.
15 minutes to figure out that when iCloud updated and saved my stuff, it toggled off my notes.
Oh, please let that not ever happen to anything on my phone.
Yeah,
It
it
would
was
be sheer
Panic City
devastation.
for a little while
It
because I
would
had
be
everything in my notes.
sheer devastation. And if y'all have not gone live, if you've not ever gone live, I am going to challenge y'all not to do that right now. But in the next 3 days, you have got to go live and share your heart. You cannot just do printed posts all the time. You got to get in front of them, and you don't have to do a reel. You can do a live. Lives are easier than reels when it's new to you, for sure. Okay. But like, the algorithm likes it, people like it, and can y'all not understand better what I mean than if I just sent y'all this? Right? It's because I'm live with you. Okay, I got my timer set. I'm gonna go look at my 340 something people real quick and see if I can start weeding them out.
Hey Jana, it's Anita.
Hey, Anita.
Hi, I was wondering, I really wanted, and I've been thinking about it, and I've been trying to post more because for next week. But I wanted to make a post more about, like, is anybody else I mean, I know it sounds silly, but I live for the holidays for my children and my grandchildren.
Mm-hmm.
And so my thought was a post in reference to that.
Okay, a post like with you and your grandchildren or something like that, just talking about how much you look to the fall. So a great idea with that is, we're within the Thanksgiving month, and your very favorite thing of the whole year is time with your family around the holidays. Share a special thing that you do. So,
Okay.
all right. So share something special. If you always, like one of my best friends, they always make sugar cookies. And not even in shapes, but they always make sugar cookies, iced sugar. It's a thing that they do. And so when you do that, then your call to action is, I would love to hear your favorite tradition or memory with your kids or grandkids? And because you're talking to somebody like me that has kids or grandkids.
Right.
So you'd say, hey, other grandmothers, what's one of your favorite? Because I might even pick up a new tip.
Okay, because what I was thinking
sense?
was when you're saying that, I'm thinking, like we like to make, like we play certain games at
Mhm.
Thanksgiving, and then at Christmas we did a painting with a twist, and then my grandkids do their own tree. Would you think I'd just do pictures of that and then say what you just said? Any other ideas?
No, I would do something like that. And this is me over here going, hey, I want to share a holiday picture. That's what I absolutely live for with my grandkids. We love painting with a twist. We love games. They special decorate a tree. I am going to share a picture of the kids with their tree. I would love to grab people's attention, specifically like grandmothers that love time with their grandkids. And I would love a call to action because I want to know if they have other traditions that they want to brag on their family too. And maybe I'll pick up a tip. Literally, because see, I could sit and write that, or I need to give her a name, Bertha or something. I don't know. I feel like I need to give her a name. So it says, these are the moments I'll live for.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what you just said. There's nothing like seeing my grandkids light up as we decorate their own special tree, play games, get creative, and do a little holiday painting. See, I'm not as smart as y'all think I am. Although somebody asked me about a year and a half ago in Miami, if I was using ChatGPT. I didn't even know what it was. And I said, no, actually, I'm writing all that stuff myself. But now that I know that I can tell somebody else to do it. And then it says, calling all grandmothers. What is a favorite holiday tradition you share with your grandkids? And I'll actually text this to you, Anita, and then change it. If this does not sound like you, you change it. It cannot sound like me. And then it says, drop your favorite grandkid moment. Let's share some joy and keep the magic alive or whatever. But I think that's a little bit cheesy. And I could literally go, change that call to action. I feel like that's a little bit cheesy.
I used to use it for scholarship and recommendation letters. I've never used it for anything else. So
yeah,
I'm glad.
And then it says, do you have some special special traditions with your grandkids? Usually that's plenty enough, right? But I will actually go, and then you can, now it's broken down into caption and call to action. It's not like in a full thing, but now you're showing people who you are. And so that tells me that your kids are one of your pillars, right? So your family, you're going to be talking about your family from time to time. So that is one of your pillars that is super, super important to you. So from time to time, like, people are going to see that, and people love to see family. They love to see, and it just depends on who you are. If you are snarky and like you are very funny about everything, literally everything you do needs to be something funny. Even if it's like almost like a blooper reel. I actually did something in my closet this morning because my shoes were a disaster. Like, it's like I just think I take them off and give up. I don't know. And I'm a fairly organized person, which is what I said in my video. And because what ChatGPT told me when I asked it for feedback, it said, you need to give more behind the scenes. I'm fairly transparent. Like, I've said stuff on Facebook that I've never told anybody in my life. I've written things and said things that I would have never said before singular, because I know now that it's about the key, right? When it said you don't show the behind the scenes. So that's one reason why I talk about not being a good cook and being goofy about that, because if y'all think that this is a great looking kitchen with a horrible cook, if it's a great looking kitchen and everything's a pretty picture, they won't know it's just a disaster over here, people. I'm just like, I hate that place in there. So I hate it. So I'm trying to use my cooking as some of my little behind the reels, because if y'all think it's all sunshine and roses over here, y'all not been paying attention. So does that make sense? Anyway, but really, I think that's a great one. Who else is working on a specific post? Who else is sitting in there not doing any of their homework? Just pretending because I don't know. I was up till 2 a.m. last night. Just feed me something, people. Just give me something. Is this week helping?
Yes, yes, a lot.
Okay, good. And our goal really is to marry some of the things that we do, right? You are going to always use this framework. You're always going to use this framework. This framework is not going to change. No matter what we do with this or what we do with that, like this framework of putting the content out and becoming social, you got to get this solid, because then when you tell your new people, we're going to throw a post out that you're going to interact, you're going to do this, but you got to get over it. Like, you want to get to where you understand this is how we do it. I actually want to do the I mentioned I was up till 2. Right.
I'm thinking of a post of like, what's your favorite Thanksgiving food? And mine is dressing.
See, if you're just like, you're like me and you're just frazzled right now and you don't want to have to get into any too much thought process, do an interactive post. This is a great time of year and we've been putting together some this or that story, things that you can use in your stories, and where you can put polls and people can vote. They love to go pumpkin pie or sweet or pecan pie. Do you like coffee or do you like cider, or do you like ham or do you like turkey? Do you like Black Friday shopping online? Do you like it in the store? So people love to participate. And that one where, when do you put your Christmas tree up? Y'all, people they'll answer that all day long. You can use a different one. You can put it in big red print. It says, hey, when do you put your Christmas tree up? October or December or somewhere in between, whatever. Anything, because people love to give opinions. You can go on and ask, I am looking for some new sunglasses. I'm wanting some new sunglasses. What are your favorites? Anything. You can go on there and say, hey, we're buying a new washer and dryer. We had a Whirlpool. I'm thinking about something different. They don't make them like they used to. Anything. What's your favorite? I am looking to buy some cookware. Sometimes I ask questions about things I don't need to know. I might need to know one of these days, but I don't need to know. I just need to know if you're looking at me. A live about, okay, let me see. This is so helpful. Okay. A live about anything. Yeah. So, and one of the great things about lives, and we're coming up on time and whatever, I just want to see if y'all need any help with your post. One of the great things about lives, if I was in the kitchen, and I did this other day with my whatever, and when I have my cup like this, I try to say, I try to like mention, trim sticks or something like that. If you actually have like a gut glow drink or something like that, and you're standing there and you're mixing it and you're talking about whatever, you may be talking about how the dogs all got out this morning. And if it wasn't for things that helped, like you're not trying to, like, it's like the dogs all got out this morning, lost a house shoe trying to get them. And if it wasn't for XR2, y'all, I don't know what I would have done. Yeah, we all took some XR2 yesterday too, right? Anyway, so like, I don't know what I would have done without it. I would have lost my mind, but I did get the dogs back in. I did get the dogs back in there. Now, I am curious, if you've got a dog that always gets out of the fence, how do you, they want you everything. Do y'all have any recommendations for me? So now I've silently kind of shared my product, and now I've asked you to come into my behind the scenes crazy life and maybe give me some advice. So that's a call to action. Make sense? Okay, perfect. All right. Well, if y'all do not have I think y'all should all like let me record y'all doing the YMCA. Hold on.
Only if we get to sing. Turn up the music.
We can't hear the music.
Oh, we got to hear the music. Hey.
Hold on. Let me.
We can't hear it.
You can't hear it at all?
No music. She's getting music.
Y'all can hear that?
Uh-uh.
It's louder than my voice. Can you hear me?
Yes.
That is crazy. It's louder than my voice.
It's cutting out, so we can't really hear it.
Okay. Anyway, all right. So glad that was helpful. We'll be back tomorrow night at 7:30, and we will talk about follow-up. Tomorrow night, follow-up is all this stuff that you've done. They said, hey, I've been wondering about, you posted about your hair the other day, right? Whatever it is. I've been looking for some, I'm assuming that was collagen, like it looked great, whatever. Or I saw your live the other day when you were like chasing the dogs and whatever. I am stressed out all the time. What were you talking about? Okay. So they have now walked into your living room, or as y'all are talking and getting to know each other, they say something that indicates you can walk into theirs. And I do that with people sometimes. Like we're talking back and forth and they say something and I'll say, you know, I actually used to struggle with that. Like that was a big part. Like I was missing out on my kid's life because I was sleeping a lot, just like you are. I have not done that in 9 years. I had a friend that was sharing some stuff on Facebook. I'll tell you about it. I mean, you know, whatever. So that time when you kind of walk into those. So when we talk about follow-up tomorrow night, it's not continuing the conversation. Lois talked about continuing the conversation last night, right? We're going to be talking about, I have talked to you about a product. I've talked to you about my team. We're going to talk about following up. Okay. All right. I will let y'all go. Oh, and I'm doing a screen recording. Well, dadgum. Let me turn that off. And I wanted at least to get it where I could see myself dancing, but I couldn't make it show me. I could see every one of y'all, but not me at one time. I'm like, okay, whatever. All right. Like I say, if I can do this, anybody can do it. All right. Y'all have a good evening. I will see y'all tomorrow. And if you need help with your post, y'all ask somebody for help, especially if you're new and your sponsor, maybe you're moving through the onboarding stuff and like that. Ask for help. Somebody will say, even if you're in a big group, you know, where there's multiple partners, if you're posting something and you want to know, you know, then say, but just know, if you ask me, I'm going to tell you, I wouldn't do that right there. So don't get your feelings hurt. You can do what you want to. You don't work for me, I don't work for you. But I will say I wouldn't do that. Okay. All right. Bye, y'all.
Bye. Thank you.
You're welcome. See y'all tomorrow.